Morning, evening, afternoon, good night. It's Saturday, the 20th of January, 6 a.m. in little old Kahuna. It's pretty good weather outside. The stars are starting to come out and we'll be getting some shooting out there in the next few days. The weather here has been horrid. Anyone who's been watching the channel for a while, you know, we've had like flooding and stuff in the last couple of years. And it's happening again right now. The last few days, probably since we've been back from Japan, to be honest, there's been just bloody horrid weather. It's rained and rained and rained. We get an average rainfall here in a year of 300 mil. And since we've been back from Japan, we've had over 100. And they had I think, 100 around Christmas Day as well. So the amount of water around has been ridiculous. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. First live stream of the year. There's been a few things happening. I'll talk a little bit about our trip to Japan from a photography point of view and just how much frustration 2 different phones caused me, and I was ready just to leave the damn things in a bin there. We'll talk about the S24Ultra and whether or not I'm going to get it. We're going to talk about some of the AI stuff that's in it, and we might even have a look at some photos. So we'll bring on Mr. McMillan. Oh, hold on. I see you down. I see you down there. Everyone, right now, this is how we live stream here. You don't know what I'm looking at and what I'm talking about. But we'll have a third person this morning. Morning, Greg. How are you?
Hello, hello. With all the rain you're getting, we're getting that much in snow.
Oh, God, you complain. You complain so much about that snow.
I know. I whine and bitch and chew about it, but I'm Canadian, and that's what we do.
I thought you just apologised. I thought whinging and complaining was an English thing. Morning, Devo.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back. And I like that picture behind you over your right shoulder.
Oh, you saw it? You did?
I noticed it right off the bat.
Oh, you didn't mention it earlier.
Well, I wanted to wait till we were on air.
Yes, that's the...
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I really like that. It's not framed. It's just on like the what do you call it? Like a foam board mount.
Oh yeah, foam core. Yeah.
Yeah, foam core. Yeah. I was so the Martin, which is digging in the green grass, who you said he's not here this morning. He's the guy who won the Pixel,
right,
in our last live stream. And then just before we went to I said, mate, I'll send it in the new year so that we're not screwed up with all the postage and crap that happens at this time of year. I ordered something the other day, and it went from Brisbane down Melbourne, then Bendigo, near where I am, just here. And it sat there for nearly a week. Then it went back to here, to Sydney, back to Brisbane, to Melbourne, to here, to Brisbane, back down to here, and back to me then. It sat like an hour of drive away from me for a week and a half. And then it went back to... So it was that sort of thing that I said, look, I'll just send it in the new year for you. And he come back and he asked me for something, and when you do watch this later, Martin, I've got it right here. And so I needed to get something else sorted for him before I sent it to him. And I got that printed whilst I was getting something else for him.
So I wonder if you were in the northern hemisphere, I wonder if it would have went all the other way.
It would have gone like this, man. And I don't know. I want snow. Oh, God, he's complaining already.
He can have it. I'll ship it to him.
How are in the future? Well, I think we've spoken about this before with the whole the Millennium Bug when that happened. It was like the rest of the world was like, "We'll just see what Australia does."
Yeah.
First. And I don't know about everyone else in Australia, but I was like 3 shits to the wind, man. I was pissed as a nit by that. If the world's going to end, I'll be happy.
Yeah. I think I might have told you this story. There was just a real quick one here. When that Y2K happened, this guy I knew from work, he doesn't work there anymore, but he had a house party. And his wife was just freaking paranoid about this Y2K thing. Yep. So when midnight hit, he was in the basement and he hit the power to the house. She's freaking out.
I've still got this cough that I picked up on our trip, and it's like just lingering that little bit.
Yeah.
When that Millennium thing was happening, I just left the army, and I was at the my mate's place, who ex-army as well, and we were pretty blind, and it was at like probably 12:30 or something, and I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, oh, nothing died, nothing blew up, all the power's still on, like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That was disappointing. It was almost as disappointing as a Samsung launch. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
So you like that? I'll. Well, who else we got here? Patrika.
Yes,
Got
Patrika.
in like some sort of social media jail at the moment. Happy New Year. Maybe it's his New Year's resolution that he's not going to get banned from anything.
Yeah.
Morning, John. Dale Lotherington. Surprised Australia posted and just leave a note for pick. No, they don't do that. Like most of any sort of parcel really just goes to our post office, and then they'll just let us know that it's there. Very rarely does a parcel get delivered to the mailbox here. It just usually I've got to go into town to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Facebook user. Morning, Facebook user. All these people telling us what's. Oh, he's still transferring. Scott Baker is. We should maybe say hello and maybe bring him on. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Might as well.
No, he says no.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, man.
All right.
We can hear you.
How's my audio? It's better?
Kind of muffled,
It's okay. It's a little bit
but
quiet.
it's not bad.
Okay.
It's
I wore my headphones this time so I can hear you, and hopefully you can hear me better.
Cool. I think you're here because you want to talk about AI.
I think it's an interesting topic, yes.
And the irony of you blurring your background with that AI and you wanting to talk
Yeah.
about AI.
I never said I was against it.
What
I said it's
happened to your
interesting.
finger? Look at that AI working with your fingers.
I believe it,
Is it
yeah.
snowing where you are, dude?
it is not snowing at the moment, but it is cold as heck. It's probably
Cold as
around
heck.
there. Cold as heck.
it's
I don't
minus
know what it
11
is.
here.
Yeah, it's probably around that, and with the wind chill more.
Yeah, wind chill take it down to about minus 18.
Mm.
That's why you're inside, eh?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Ron. How are you doing? So, I've shared it with you guys on that chat. I think I shared it with you whilst I was even there.
Yeah.
So I went to. We'll talk about the 24 in a second and AI and Scott's blurred background and stuff in just a second.
Yeah.
Scott never joined. That's not.
That's AI, not Scott.
You should be wearing a hat, dude, and then you could
Coming from the king of AI.
No AI could make a beard like this. I'm sorry.
Nah, definitely not. So I went, as you would all know, Sarah and I went to Japan for a holiday, and I shot some videos whilst I was there. I took a plan of different videos that I wanted to shoot, and the phone that did not let me down at all was the iPhone. It just worked. Remember, I don't really say it too much these days, but I used to say to people when they wanted to buy a new computer, just buy an Apple product, it works. You pull it out of the box and it just works. Don't really say that too much now. It's usually like, it works kinda, and it'll do what they want you to do after an update or two. But this thing just did not let me down. The other two phones that I took was the Samsung S23 Ultra. It let me down big time, and the Pixel 8 Pro let me down even more so. Well, it didn't. It let me down initially, and then Scott told me about time travel, and problems were resolved. Is that fair? Yeah, that's right. The AI guy and his time travel. So
Just real quick here, Mike Goen is saying he can barely hear Scott.
Okay, let's see. Audio. Mic volume. Is this better? Better?
It's a little bit louder. That's a bit louder.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Test.
Instagram is hiding my part.
Yeah, we'll go with that, Scott.
Okay, sounds good.
That's interesting, Patricia, because I don't really see your stuff online anymore now that you've said that.
I saw one of his the other day.
Your sound is bad. Reminds me of my live stream. We've got to bring him on again at some point. He's good value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went and did some early morning walks around Tokyo and shot some like architectural sort of stuff. And the next morning I went out with the S23Ultra to shoot some light trails of cars and stuff because I don't have the opportunity to do that here very, very well. So I went out and used the Expert RAW with the inbuilt ND setup on it. And every single time that I use that, and it works perfectly fine now. Every single time I did it, the camera would crash and a little alert would come across the bottom of the screen saying camera has stopped working every time. And there was a truck on this. It was weird, man. I had all the ND filters there and everything ready to crack along with some maybe of light trails, and it just kept on dying on me. And
that is weird.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
I am a huge fan of the IT crowd. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Let me try turning it off and on again. I say that to people all the bloody time. If someone in the family says, "Oh, Shane, this is doing this or that," and I'll maybe turn it off and on. And now they don't call me anymore for that sort of stuff.
We used to have an electrician at work. We used to have an electrician at work that every time he came to try to fix a breakdown, that's what the first thing he would do every time is restart, reboot, reset, whatever, before he would try to figure out what the heck the problem was.
Yep.
And to his credit, a lot of times it worked.
90% of the time, it worked 80% of the time.
Yeah. Exactly. That's about it.
Exactly. When I was a photocopier technician, that was the go-to thing. And Dale sitting here going, it's called post. You power on self-test, you turn it off, you turn it on, it tests it, works, done. See you later. That'll be a $180 call-out fee, thank you.
Did you ever come across anybody that didn't have it plugged in?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's when you take the machine with you and say, you don't deserve this thing.
No, it's usually in like government buildings and stuff where there's like 400 people to do the work of 6.
I totally understood when you said government.
And the cleaner comes in overnight and they vacuum around and they knock the plug out accidentally or something like that. And then someone goes to the machine and goes, "Oh, it's not working. Call it. Don't go. There's no power. It's plugged in." Don't think about it. Just call someone else. It's not my job. Anyway, there you go. I totally get that. So the S23 Ultra, I was ready to throw that freaking thing whilst I was there. So after I did turn it off and on, and then got back to the hotel with the shits and just went, "You're going back in the suitcase, and I'll see you back home." And the other one was bizarre, and I got a screen recording of it, and I'll put it in a video at some point. And that was with the Pixel 8 Pro. We were at Hiroshima at the A-bomb dome, which I don't know if you saw the videos or not, but
yep.
Yeah, really nice.
Don't need to show you. You know what the bloody thing looks like. But we went there at night to take photos of the A-bomb dome, and I thought this is a good place to do another video with the Pixel 8 Pro because we're walking around the streets and it's like a low light legend. And I was taking all these photos. I take the photo, like, yep, cool. I go to look at the photo in the gallery. The photo would pop up and gone. And I'd go into the gallery. It's just not there. And I thought, what the fuck is wrong with my phone? And I turned it off and on. And I reckon I took probably 30 photos and just could not work out what the hell was going on. I ended up doing a screen recording. So I thought, people aren't going to believe me this is happening. So I'll put that in a video. And it was only when I got back to the hotel and I messaged to you guys what was going on. And then Scott told me all about his 69 trick that he had, and it worked.
It's the best trick.
What's that?
It's the best trick. 69.
It is the best trick. 69 was the best trick. But so you had this in Cuba, right?
Yes, we were on vacation in Cuba, and I took a bunch of photos. And for whatever reason, I went back. I was like, they're gone. They're just not there. And I started like looking at stuff like that and scrolling through the stuff, and everything was dated December. I think it was December 31st, 1969.
And he said, like, look at that, and I went through and checked everything on my phone. I found it was the photos are on the phone, but in like October the year before or some stupid bloody thing, it was way down. Like I had to scroll through all these photos. Luckily, I don't use that phone as my daily phone. I would never have found the damn things.
Yeah.
So luckily it was only a couple of hundred photos on there, sort of thing. So I could scroll through it fast enough and see a whole heap of the same image. I was, oh, there it is right there. Why the hell is it doing down there?
I don't know if it's a network thing, because where you're traveling, you're not connected to the network, that the phone doesn't know really what, like, so when it dates it for the metadata or whatever, it's making up something, I guess, and just puts it right out of order. And since photos are sorted usually by the date and time or whatever.
I wonder if it has anything to do with the time zone. Like,
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that reason, yeah.
Yeah, because you probably didn't have a SIM into it, did you? No. Yeah.
Say that again?
You probably didn't have a SIM card into it, did you?
No.
No,
I had.
So
it was connected to the internet though, so
yeah, you would think that would work, but
you'd think. So I had over there. You can get a local SIM for your phone, or you can get like a mobile Wi-Fi. So we just did that and threw it in my backpack, and we all just connected to that as we went around with our phones. But no, this one didn't like Japan at all. And what I found, I don't know if you guys have seen that Mr. Who's the Boss went to Japan and bought a heap of tech stuff in a video. He spent like 30 grand in a shop, and it was.
I've seen once. Cool. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but I saw one where he bought a whole pile of stuff. Yeah, like a see-through TV and stuff like that.
Oh, that was a different one, I reckon.
Maybe that might have been a different one. I'm not sure, but anyway.
But I know the one you're talking about. And he went to one of these Yoda-Bayashi stores, or whatever how you pronounce it. It's just a massive tech store. They're pretty cool. You could spend an awful lot of money in there. And he was pointing out that all the Samsung phones are not branded Samsung in Japan. They're branded the Docomo, which is one of the carriers there. And they're not. They're branded with both, I found. So the Samsung was still on the bottom of the Samsungs, but it had Docomo branded as well. It'd be like, I think in America, iPhones were like ATT or something.
They used to have the carrier brand on them. They don't do that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing there.
Same here, actually, too.
Also, so the carrier name is on the phone, is it?
Not anymore.
Well, it used to be, not anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so there was no content for the Pixel either, but the iPhone, it worked.
Is that what you call phone porn?
Well, I saw a video the other day. When I say the other day, it could have been a month or two ago, and it was talking about the evolution of the size of the screens and why they got larger when they got larger, and it correlated, like there were two graphs, and one was the size of the phone's screens, and this one here was the rise of internet porn. So basically, true story. What's Dale got to say? He's usually putting down good stuff. Yeah, it's maybe there's some stuff that they do there that you go, that's just mind-blowing stuff. Like how you come up with that is just amazing. And then other stuff you go, I don't know if you've seen some of the other videos for the Windella Farm channel. Like there's people there that have jobs. Their job is to hold a sign, and the sign says like the train station this way, or what something like that, you know. And you go, in this technologically advanced country where you could probably put holographs above the walkways and stuff, you've got someone there with the sign. That's their gig. Yeah, just I don't know. Sometimes they're just so far advanced, like the toilets. Don't get me started; they're just awesome. and then other times you've got someone with a sign. Yeah, it's just crazy, crazy. So I know you guys watched the launch of this S24 Ultra
I did.
because we were all commenting on that little chat group that we have there. What were your thoughts about it, Macmillan?
Kind of underwhelmed, really. I was expecting, and I'm just addressing the camera stuff really because the rest of it, doesn't really interest me that much. Although I did kind of pay attention to it, and I got on there late watching it. When I tuned in, they were still talking about like the notes, and a little note on the notes in that phone. You need an internet connection for it to do the AI stuff. It needs a signal type of thing. So whatever that means. But anyway, so I mean, as far as the camera stuff goes, I was a little underwhelmed. I thought for sure they would have a better optical zoom. Meanwhile, they dialed it back. They took it back to a 5x optical, and they've got. I took a screenshot from their website today.
Yeah,
and it
they're
says
basically doing the same. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it says 5 times optical zoom and 10 times optical quality zoom.
Yeah,
But that's using AI to do that.
well, okay, so it's doing
And that's on the 50 megapixel.
So it does the same thing as the iPhone does with the 2x. It takes the full image and then crops in on that. So instead of a 10 megapixel optical, they used a 50 megapixel sensor, and then they crop in on that, and they get the same quality as a 10x optical, supposedly.
Yeah. So what they've done is they've taken an iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max or whatever, and they've taken it apart to see how it works and put that in there. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say this before we go any further. I don't disrespect Samsung for their products. Sometimes I joke a lot about them, but I just want to say, if I say stuff that like it's like you say, Shane, I'm taking a piss on them. It's just for fun more than anything.
We know.
Yeah. So I don't want to come across as a jackass.
Pretty angry with the AI stuff.
He does.
Well, only when it comes to the photography.
So Ron Duval, Duval or Duval?
Duval.
He is kind of, in my opinion, on our group here, he would be in my head the Samsung Galaxy man. Like he takes amazing photos with his phones.
Yeah.
And I know he's got the S23 Ultra, and I'm curious as to whether he's going to just give us a heads up here, Ron. Are you going to do the 24 or not? I'll talk about that what I'm doing in a minute.
Yeah, because he just commented lossless zoom.
Yeah. So I've read something. It is what you're saying there, Scott. With the 50 megapixel and cropping it down, just like the iPhone does.
And I noticed in the thing they said to give you a 12 megapixel photo.
Yeah. I've watched. I've only watched one of the bigger YouTubers doing any comparison with this phone. That was Saf.
Super Saf.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Super Saf.
The glasses.
Yeah.
I kind of like his reviews. I think, in my opinion, they do. I could have sworn you had an S23 Ultra.
I thought he did too, but maybe not.
Well, that kind of makes sense. So he's ordered the S24 Ultra. So that's good. When I watched his stuff. He's the biggest one, like subscriber count wise. Then I've watched a lot of the smaller channels that I generally watch their stuff, because I think they're. I'm getting to the point. I might be wrong in saying this, but I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of not trusting some reviews. I kind of go, you said exactly the same thing about the previous phone, how bloody awesome it was, and how everything was so much better in this one than the last one. And so, were you lying then, or you're lying now? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy enough because I focus so heavily on the dark, like the low light stuff. So it's very easy for me to compare apples to apples. But sometimes I go, are you just being nice to them because they sent you the phone for free or not?
Yeah.
There's the link that I sent to you guys of the Aussie fella that Ramus. He's only got 60 or 70. He's roughly the size that I am, and he somehow gets sent a phone. I'll probably never get sent a phone because if I don't like it, I'll say it's pus. So maybe that's why.
I can send you a phone, but it might not work. But
maybe if I connect it to the internet, get the date right. But I watched his stuff, and him and that Saf fellow both did side by side comparisons with the 15 Pro Max and the S24 Ultra, and I've got to say that, in my opinion, from what I've seen, there's no way in hell I would buy that phone. It's the 15 Pro Max is better in so many cases. I think the S24 Ultra, the video stability has gotten a lot better, and that, from what I've seen, would be the only reason to upgrade from an S23 Ultra. Is the images that I'm seeing are no different, really. Like the video link that I sent to you guys from that Ramus fellow, when he went from, it was like 10 times, 30 times, and 100 times zoom. It was like 10 times zoom was like, it's okay, sorta. 30 times zoom was just bloody horrid, and 100 times zoom was unusable. You couldn't use it for anything else unless you were just like, what is that over there? Oh,
you never really could,
maybe.
But that's basically was the best use for it. Was what's that over there? Zoom into 100.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tree. Zoom back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
10 times S22 and Paul. Well, you will get that. You'll definitely get that. I think for what you're upgrading for, I really honestly thought you had a bloody 23. But you will definitely get an improvement on the zoom. But even from the 22 to the 24, the low light stuff, the Astro stuff that you're doing, Ron, I really don't think it's going to be any better. I just don't. It's going to be bee's dick of difference. And when I looked at all the AI stuff on the rest of the phone outside of the camera, and after just doing what we've done in Japan with all that translating stuff, honestly, you put Google Translate on any bloody phone and you're going to be just as well off as doing that. It's, in my opinion.
One thing I found interesting, and I've seen it mentioned a couple times, the whole Galaxy AI thing. It's free for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's all powered by Google, though, too.
But then there's no mention of how much it will cost, or like what happens if but that's what they say. 2 years. It's free for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So does that mean that there's going to be a subscription? And if so, what is it going to cost? That to me doesn't make any sense, because it's all powered by Google. Everything that they showed, powered by Google this, powered by Google that. And I just don't know why they would charge anybody for that on an Android device.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I love the idea of the circle thing. I think that is like terrific, but Lens basically does the same thing. Like the guy they basically said, oh, you have to take a screenshot, then open some Lens and stuff. That's exactly how I do it now and stuff. And it looks terrific. So it's, I wouldn't pay for it, but I think it's really nifty to just hold it down, circle something and stuff like that. But so
there was so much there that I went, this phone does that. It does it differently, but it does it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they not show on the Samsung event how they took a picture of a guy with a basketball and they shifted him up in the picture like the
Yep.
Pixel does? Did,
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
did I see that
yeah,
right?
You did?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I was listening to, I believe, the Waveform podcast, and they were saying they had tried it on the Pixel. The Pixel doesn't let you do as much for some reason. Like you get a lot of errors saying that it violates the terms or something like that. But on the Samsung, they basically let you do whatever you wanted on it for moving stuff around and generating things and stuff like that.
Really?
So yeah. So yeah.
Oh, I've since I've had this, I've said this to Greg a few times. I've used the camera, and I've never used that AI editing thing in this at all. So
Magic
honestly,
Eraser. Magic Eraser
Magic Eraser.
is the bee's knees.
But all of these things already exists in apps and a little bit of nous, and you can
Well,
do it.
Exactly. And this is the thing. And this is why I think it's AI is marketing. It's all marketing, right? Like they're just throwing, because it's the hot thing. We'll just yell AI this, AI that. It's all stuff you can do. I mean, you can take a picture now, throw it into Lightroom, Photoshop, move things around, adjust things, but it takes all that out of it and just lets you very easily do it. The person that's never, doesn't know how to use Photoshop, well, now I can move somebody around and stuff like that. So it takes that skill out, or I'll say skill, which it is because I don't have that skill, and makes it so much simpler for everyday people. Most people still aren't going to use it, right? Like there's going to be it's like, Greg, you guys are always saying the
90 rule. 90% of the people, 90% of the time.
There's only a select small group of people that will ever use that to touch up a photo and stuff like that. And, most of them will post on the iPhone photo Facebook group. but it's all like,
dig.
machine learning and stuff like that. Like it's all stuff that phones have done. Like the same as the Pixel with the astrophotography, right? Laying it out, stacking 16-second images or whatever. It's all stuff, but now it's AI, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, as soon as you say AI, the stock prices go up and all this other
exactly.
crap.
Well, they said that today. Apple's price, their stock was down yesterday. Today it's back up because of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when different things come out, and it might just be that I'm a very basic layman sort of person, but when the Pixel came out and it's like, what's it, multi-shot or some bloody thing it's called, where it's like a group of people, and like in this photo they're looking this way, and this photo one of them is looking here, and you change all the faces around. As a photographer, I kind of go, "Oi, dickhead, look here." AI.
Yeah.
Look here. Done.
Yeah. Good luck with kids or pets.
Well, I just do a big raspberry, and I get it.
Yeah.
So when I've got a big group of people and there's like a dog there and a baby there, I'll say, "Everyone looking here." Then I'll go, and like the baby will go, and the dog will like, and for the next 30 seconds, all the adults are laughing like, "You dickhead!" It's like, photos there.
Yeah. I'll have to remember that for the group photos next time.
Yep.
That's how I do it all the time. So whenever I've got any sort of family photos, deb photos, even weddings, and I encourage people to bring their animals, especially if they're not ones that are jump all over a white dress, because the animals in family photos I think are cool. I think they are. And just blow the raspberries, mate. They all look. It works. It works perfectly.
I wish I'd have known that last summer when we had our big family reunion. I took a group picture with 158 people in it.
Yep.
But actually, it didn't turn out too bad.
Oh, I've seen that photo. It's fine. What are you talking about? They're all looking at you.
And I even ran over to put myself in it.
I did a group photo kind of like that. It was about I think 8 people, And what I did was I took their photo and stuff, and I said, all right, let me just go touch it up and stuff. And I took a selfie, and I put my face on every one of their faces. And I emailed that to them. Didn't take long before I reply back.
There is one thing about that S24 Ultra, which I think is the best thing that Samsung could have done, and it's what Ron just touched on here. When I saw it, it was like, finally, you finished doing that stupid shit. Those curved glass. I think that was the worst thing that any manufacturer could have ever done. The S Pen, I don't know. I reckon I've pulled the S Pen out of mine maybe twice to take a photo for a video, and that was it. I just don't use it, but I get why you would. But the curved edges, friends of mine who have broken their phones, holy shit, it is so expensive to replace that glass. It's like, go and buy a new phone. It's going to be quicker and cheaper.
Screen protectors. Good luck getting decent screen protectors to fit them because it curves and it's a pain in the ass. So,
the only one that I've seen that works reasonably well, those Whitestone Dome ones, because they glue onto it with the liquid, and it held up there really, really well. But so many other ones have just been pass.
Pardon my ignorance about this, because I've never held one, but are they curved all the way across slightly and then more on the edges, or is it just flat and then just on the edges? Okay.
Just the edges, yeah. Although there was, Google had a Nexus phone that was curved, like lengthwise, right?
Concaved. Oh!
Yeah, like that way, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do remember hearing about that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really nice phone. It just,
Is that for like really small people so they have like a curved monitor?
Yes.
What on earth are we saying that we what? We all speak English, just that these guys speak it wrong.
The Americans that speak it wrong.
Americans. Scott, you're here, Scott.
I am.
There we go. Beautiful. That's good. Oh, that's good that Shift Cam attended ledgers.
Yep.
Yeah. So who else got one? Devo. Have you got yours yet, Devo? They all got sent at the same time. I can't remember where Scott is. I think he might be in New Zealand. Maybe. Anywho. Yes. I'm glad that they've got their stuff. I've got this here to review at the moment. It's not released yet. It will be released soon. And if you're looking to buy a tripod, just wait a minute, because this is pretty bloody good.
Ooh, for you.
Yeah, it's definitely got more features than any other tripod that I have here. You know, the tripod that I use all the time, the Explorer Pro video, Explorer Photo Video, or whatever the hell it's called. It's a great tripod. It's the best tripod I've ever had. But this thing here, I think, is going to be pretty darn good. But I don't think it releases until March. It's very light. It's very light. This thing wouldn't be a kilo, I don't think. It's like...
So here's a question. On a light tripod like that, is it more likely to move in the wind?
Well, if you were at all concerned about that, you would use that.
To hang something.
Yeah. That thing.
Hang something heavy from it.
Yeah. I'll do that anyway. If it's
I'd have to carry something heavy to hang.
Your bag.
I have a bag.
You just walk around with this. You walk around with this in your pocket, do you?
Yes. You got it.
My
I'm just happy to see you.
Greg's light reminds me of a scene of a movie. He was playing with a flashlight on his face. He's got lighting from down below here somewhere. I see the shadow on his neck.
There, how's that?
You still look like Greg to me.
Yeah.
Keep track.
Marketing, big one. What are you referring to here?
AI.
AI, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody, has any one of the, I haven't looked at it. There's, from my point of view, unless for that sort of thing, I would literally be buying a 1.5 to 2 grand's worth of phone to do a couple of videos for a very small amount of people. So to me, it doesn't make financial sense to get it and try it. I'm not sure if anyone in the group has one, but definitely ask that question in the Facebook group. I shall see. Greg at, I don't know what that is.
Bela Lugosi is an old movie star. He used to be in horror movies.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So he looks like Scott.
Oh, you're saying he's handsome.
Let's go with that. That's cool. What did you do for New Year's, Scott?
We went to a friend's house, had a potluck, and everybody brought something to eat, and yeah, that was it.
What's potluck?
What's potluck? Potluck is where everybody brings a different dish, and so
Just put it out like a smorgasbord.
yeah, basically, and then you just go around and
Yep. Okay.
help yourself.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yep. Cool.
So, bunch of friends. It's good.
Did you see Midnight In or not?
I did.
Is that a regular thing for you?
No. 9:30. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hearing you. Been using a broken Jerry tripod for years now. Guess I guess. Yeah, and I could just see him out in his paddock as well with baling twine around his freaking tripod legs. I could
What
just
happens
see that.
in March?
That's when this is released.
Oh, so does Mike have? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm testing this at the minute. It's only just arrived, but it's got some pretty cool things on it. Like this here, like the Arca Swiss mount.
Mm-hmm.
Even turned into a phone holder. It's
fancy.
It's pretty cool. I'm very impressed with it. Anywho, we'll talk about that when
Yep.
the video is done.
I was going to ask the handle. Does the handle get annoying? Because I had a tripod that had a handle like that, and sometimes I felt it was in the way. Sometimes it wasn't. Yeah, I guess it depends.
No, I haven't had that.
Okay.
You mean when it's folded up?
What's that?
You mean when
like
it's folded up.
Folded up, or just different ways. Who had a real fancy one? David Addison. Wasn't his like I want to say David Addison had one that was like a pistol grip or something like that on it.
Oh, you can get they're ball heads.
I have a pistol
with
grip.
a pistol grip.
Okay.
But I don't use it all the time.
Do you take photos, Greg? I haven't seen any.
Well, I mean, if I wasn't so sick over the holidays, I probably would have taken some.
Okay.
He has that tripod for self-defense only, that pistol grip.
Yeah.
Good on you, Ron.
There you go.
Ron
Yeah.
here. I've
Yeah,
got
I
a feeling
agree.
Ron's a bit of a closet smartass. I've got to get you on here, Ron. What's potluck? See, potluck to me would be like just random luck sort of thing. I don't think I've heard that term before. Potluck, where everyone brings a dish.
Like
I think we have a different term for it here. I can't think of what it is.
witches' hats. I had no idea what you're talking about. Witches' hats.
So,
Well,
now, when we say that,
Scott, we might call them dunce caps.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
See, we thought, pardon me, when we were recording things, when I got there, my son Tommy said, "Dad, look at witches' hats. They're fucking everywhere." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, they are. There's some over there. There's some over there. They're like everywhere."
Yeah.
And as we were walking around, he's like, "There's a stack of 2. There's a stack of 6. Look at that. A stack of 8. Look at those ones. They're green. Those ones are blue." But as we were walking around, I'm like, "So, what do they call witches' hats in America?" Because I'm like, my audience is like very small amount of Aussies watch my stuff. It's mainly you Canadians, Americans, and Europeans that watch this stuff, and so I like to go use the language if I can of that. Mind you, here we are talking about witches' hats because that's what we call them.
Yeah.
But in the States, I think they call them traffic cones.
Traffic cones, pylons.
Traffic cones, pylons, yeah.
Yeah.
See, a pylon to me is like a freaking post in the ground.
That's a post in the ground.
That's a post.
Like not so much in the ground, sorry, probably in the water, like on the edge
that's
of
a buoy.
jetty sort of thing. No, a buoy's out in the water. This is like on the edge of like a jetty or something.
Boy.
But a buoy floats.
It does.
Yeah.
But a pylon to me is like rammed into the ground.
It'd be a pole.
Pole or a post, yep.
Fuck you guys. We could do a whole live stream on just this topic.
And nobody would know what the heck we're talking about.
No. In fact, I think that the most popular live stream that I've ever, as in the most views, has been when Sarah has sat here and we talk about just things that we do here, like the mundane things, like what we eat for breakfast and all that sort of crap. And to me, it's just like boring as. But then you guys go, really? Really? That's fascinating. Really?
I do find that fascinating.
That's amazing.
You know, that's what I like about the Windella Farms channel.
Because it's just us.
Yep.
Looks like Sarah's out of bed now. I've been making too much noise. Mind you, it's 10 to 7 in the morning. It is Saturday. Yes.
That's still Friday.
If only he knows how to swim.
For the buoys.
For the boys?
For the boys.
Okay. We are AI, apparently.
Yep.
Translating.
I have a question.
Yes.
And
I don't know. Are you raising your hand now? I couldn't tell the AI was screwing up.
I am. Yeah. True Tone.
True Tone?
Yes.
On iPhone. Do you leave it on or turn it off?
I leave it
don't
on.
do anything with it. You guys look at this stuff so much more than I do. What I do with this, the thing I like about these is that they're simple. Doesn't matter what phone, it's just simple. And then you guys go, if you turn this on, you turn this on. Fuck that! I just pull it out of the box and take photos.
So my thought is, I'm wondering, because True Tone changes the white balance of your screen, per se, makes it warmer and stuff like that, more pleasing. But does it turn off when you edit photos?
No.
So it stays on. So if you were to edit a photo on your phone in like Lightroom or the default photo app, it could look differently than it would on, say, a computer. Do you know what I mean?
So I'm with you.
You must have listened to a podcast, did you?
I did. I took some notes. Yeah. So I'm curious, right? Like, so if you take it and you this photo's a little bit cool, I'm going to warm it up. But then you look at it on a computer and now it's way too warm because.
Okay, but let me ask you this: what is the difference? Okay, so you take True Tone off on the iPhone,
right,
and the screen will be at a certain color temperature. Usually, it's cooler, much cooler.
Yep.
Now, if I edit a picture and I post it to, say, Instagram or the Facebook group or wherever, and somebody on a Windows computer or a Mac or whatever, they look at that, who's to say that computer screen is going to be the same as the iPhone, even without True Tone?
I don't know.
Like it's. I used to be really okay. So where I work in on the printing press I work on, we have these multi-$1,000 monitors that require calibrating every 24 hours because
Are they
the
Fireys?
images. Pardon?
Are they Fireys?
ISO, I think.
Okay.
I'm
We
not
used to
sure what the
calibrate the
brand
same
is.
thing with Xerox, the Fiery print controllers. You'd have to calibrate them all the time for this reason.
Yeah, but anyway,
same
so because what we print and the lights, the bank of lights above the panel, so the lights are at a certain color temperature and they shine down on the printed product. The screen emits an image that is supposed to be as close to that as possible. So you've got reflected light on the printed page from above, and then you've got backlit light coming from the screen, and they're supposed to be as close as possible together, and usually they are pretty good. So when that system came into the plant, I had a Windows computer back in that time, and I thought, maybe I should really pay more attention to the calibration of my monitor. So I started calibrating it with software. I didn't spend money on hardware to calibrate it, but I found a program that did it, and I tried to do it as best I could, and then print a picture and see how it came out, all this stuff. I used to really try to pay attention to it. Then I gave up on it because I thought, who the hell's going to know the difference? And who's going to know what it looked like when I was right there looking at it? Why am I bothering with all this stuff? And that's how I kind of feel about with editing on the iPhone or the Mac. I use True Tone on both, actually. And the reason, what I like about True Tone is no matter what kind of lighting conditioning I'm in, it's going to look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
because it's going to adjust. It's going to adjust. I got daylight bulbs, not these ones here, but in the ceiling, I've got daylight bulbs for kind of like a neutral color in this room. And then, so if I'm looking at my phone screen under these daylight bulbs, and then I go into another room where they're like a lot warmer color temperature, well, they're still going to look the same because it's going to, the iPhone's going to adjust that True Tone to the ambient light in the room. Right. And it's going to look the same. And it does. I'd never noticed a difference. And even whether I go outside or whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, I could be in my garage and it would be a certain color temperature. I go step outside under the, Ron, I step outside under the sunlight and I could see the screen change. But then after it's done changing, looks the same. Yeah. And I've worked with color for almost 40 years. And so, I mean, I see color, and everybody sees color differently. That's something that I've learned over the years too. Some people see, red is their strong color. Some people's blue is their strong color. With me, I think it's blue. But
gray.
Huh? Gray. You talking about my hair?
I like how you like blue more than anything, and yet you've got an orange watch band. Yeah, look at you, blue guy.
But so it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter how. Like, if I get it to look the way I like it, I'm happy with it. If somebody else is looking at it on another device and it looks a little different because of the color temperature, well, I am sorry. I'm Canadian, and I'll say I'm sorry. But I there's no way, it's impossible to edit a photo that it's going to look perfect for everybody, unless everybody's using the same way to view it. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. It will matter. Well, it used to matter with printing. With that's what I was talking about, the fiery printing before. With the fiery was the printing rip, and it would translate colors slightly different. You would calibrate monitors, and the printing quality might be like there's just that little shade green, slightly different, and things like this. And that used to drive me batshit crazy. So when it comes to doing phone stuff, and I'll consistently say it has to be easy, it has to be simple. Yeah. In my honest opinion, I think we delve too far into some shit for phones. And I think this is one of them. I really do. I look at your photos, Scott, and I go, that looks pretty fucking good to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
We even with True Tone turned on.
I leave it on. I've left it on and stuff. I thought it'd be a good conversation piece to get opinion onto it and stuff like that. So.
And another word, just quickly.
Interesting that you thought that would be a good conversation piece. So...
just real quick, another word on this calibration thing at work. Yeah. When this system came in, if the client was willing to pay for it, they would have the same setup in their office. Yep. so that their color and lighting and everything else would be the same as what we have in our color booths. That way they know what to expect when they prep the files and everything else. So there's that. But that's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Did you have any other notes from his podcast?
Let me check.
Or just the angry old AI man?
AI.
Greg angry AI.
IBEX,
Greg angry AI.
AI, and True Tone. Nope, that's it.
That's it.
Well,
Did any of
Dave
you kind
Dave
of cringe a
Podner-
little bit with the S24 Ultra launch when Mr. Beast did his little thing, and then it went back to that lady. And she go, "Well, thank you, Mr. Beast. You make sure you share that to me." It's like, for fuck's sake, that's just corny as love. No one talks like that.
and having that girl on there talking about how she plays games, like, who cares? That's all she did. She came out, talked about how she plays games, and then left.
Yeah.
And what tipped me off was Mr. Beast never had a mouse case on that phone, in case it fell.
I don't even want to say that word, so my social feeds don't fill with that case either, like it did with yours. But I was disappointed that Mother Nature wasn't involved. I was disappointed for the people who are about to buy an S24 Ultra that, you know, part of your phone is going to come from fishing nets, so it seems. That was a bit weird to me. I did like that they're making
I knew there was
titanium.
something fishy about them phones.
I thought like the titanium case and the flat screen is like game changing. I think like who would have thought to do that before?
I know, right?
Although it's only a little bit of titanium.
Little bit for titanium fishing nets.
There was who was it? Jerry Rig, Zach. I don't know if you've ever watched his channel. Jerry Rig, yeah. He took a 15 and they melted it down to see how much actual titanium.
Oh
was
yeah,
into it.
yeah.
Yeah, and so
It's like marketing with AI, marketing with titanium.
Mm.
I went to when we were in Tokyo. There was who's that freaking case company?
Nose?
They ripped him off. No, not that one.
Caseify or Caseify?
Caseify?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Caseify, yeah. They had like a full-on setup in this arcade, and they had so many cases there that you could choose from. And I said, and we're walking past, I said, "Oh, I know that brand. I need to go and look for something." So I went looking for this for the Jerry Rig stuff in there. For those that don't know, they like blatantly ripped them off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Big time.
Yeah, he'll be getting sued for sure. They'll be getting sued for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
but no.
And you know what I like about that situation? Just real quick here, is the guy from Jerry Rig. What's his name?
Zach.
Yeah. He said like his wife is in a wheelchair, and every cent that he makes out of that lawsuit, if he wins, is going to go towards making wheelchairs for people.
Yeah. Zach's good people.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's not in it to get rich. It's the principle. So any money that he gets from that lawsuit, he's going to use to help people who need wheelchairs. He's going to get them built and send them to them, that type of thing. I thought that was really cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I like his stuff. It's quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Well, whilst we're talking about other channels, have you seen how many big YouTubers are quitting at the moment?
Yeah, what is the deal with that?
I have no
they're not
idea.
really quitting.
Is this burnout or what is it? Like,
It's a lot of it's just attention stuff that, like, oh, we're just backing off. Watch Marquez Brownlee. He put out a video today talking about it and stuff. And basically the process why a lot of them, some of them are really stopping. Some of them are scaling back and stuff like that, various levels and stuff. But he puts it into perspective. A dream job is still his job, is how he puts it. And some people have scaled so much that they're no longer doing what they wanted to do, or the rest of it, like they want to make videos, and now they're doing accounting, and now they're doing payroll and marketing and all kinds of other stuff, and they're not making videos, so it's managing the team and stuff. So, yeah. Marcos, watch his video. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I will. I can't remember Tim or Tom or something. He's an English guy who does like his videos are amazing, man. Like,
Yeah.
they're so entertaining and informative of shit that you just didn't know anything about. You knew that some of the things existed, but he goes right into depth of how they all work and stuff. And then I saw that he's like quitting or scaling back, and I thought, you've got to be joking, man. You're like at the peak of your wave right now. Like this is where it should be like launching off to like mega bucks for you, and you're quitting.
Yeah. And he said the same thing. A dream job is still a job, and
that's right.
Yeah.
And that Matty Hapoya, or however you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
I saw he's quitting, and I thought, that's just clickbait thumbnail bullshit, and I didn't watch it. And then I saw all these other YouTubers quitting, and I'm not big enough to quit. Just putting it out there.
I'd have to start to quit. So.
But when I was watching all these different people quitting, and like they're going to have some staff, but they're always, depending on how they've set it up, but they're always going to own that channel. And the thing that I really like about the thing that really drew me to YouTube was that I can stop doing anything today, and I will always earn money for what I've made. It'll slowly go down, but there will never be a month goes by that I won't make money from the content that I've already created. So when I look at these people quitting, I kind of go, you've got like 1 million subscribers, or you've got 10 million subscribers. And I look at your Social Blade stuff and you're getting like 30 million views a month. Good luck to you, man. Yeah. You've just literally like earned a lotto win, and you're set for life, really. If it's Greenfield's content, like some of their stuff is, it's you're set for life. Like Matty, mind you, he's already put videos out since he quit, so fuck knows what happened there. It's
like I said, a lot of people, it was just the title clickbait thing. I'm stopping now. I'm all done.
Yeah.
Quitting and stuff because, and then you go into it. It's like, I'm going to quit getting up at 7 o'clock and now I'm
really.
I'm going to do that video now. I'm going to quit using my Pixel phone for the month.
Yeah.
But his stuff, Matty Hapoya, his is very much, I would say 80% of his is, I'm using the new iPhone, or I'm using the new GoPro, I'm using the new whatever. That's not Greenfield stuff. It's not forever green or whatever the term is, where it's always going to be relevant. It's just not. That will definitely decline. But some of the other channels is like, that's always going to be interesting, and you're always going to be making money off that. Good luck to you.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Do we want to talk about anything else? How's the fishing going? Are you making lots of money as a fisherman?
I don't personally fish, so
you don't personally fish. Well, don't you like play fishing games on the computer behind you? AI fish.
AI fish.
Only thing I catch is a cold. No, it's a little slow right now. So.
Yep. Is that normal for this time of year?
It's been getting like this because the weather. Basically, we're getting, I won't say worse winters because they're not worse, but they're windier. It's like, and when it's windy and messy out and stuff, then the boats can't go fishing. So.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the middle of probably 2 or 3 months ago. They warned us that we are now in La Nina. Is that how you pronounce it? And we were told it's going to be a very, very hot and dry summer. Lies. It's like flooding fucking everywhere. We've had more rain this summer than I've ever had since we've lived here. I've mown my lawn since we've been back from Japan. I've mown my lawn 8 times. 8.
Wow, really?
And we've been home 2 weeks. It was like this long when I got home, so it took a while to get like down. But I mowed it and it was back down to normal height in 4 mows, so like 4 days. I like my lawn. I like having a nice lawn, and now it's growing that fast because we've had that much friggin' rain, and it's warm enough that it's humid and everything's growing like just stupid. It's like, this is not a hot, dry, drought type summer. Like, and even a broken clock is right twice a day, isn't it? As always, see you guys feeling. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Facebook user.
That's Lorna.
Don't know who that was. Lorna. Lorna. It's when the I like that every time that this happens, the permissions that they haven't ticked on Facebook. Do you want to have a look at some photos?
Sure.
Moonshots. There was zero
Yeah,
moonshots in the.
I don't know about you guys, but I looked for a cat in this photo for fucking ages. Good on you, Dale. You bastard.
That's a good photo. I love the glow on the horizon of the lights. Yeah.
Yep. There's a photo that I've taken out 8 times. I think I did mine 8 times.
Motor's lawn.
Oh, Motor's lawn, yeah.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Sweet. You got a lawn?
It's probably
How
like
big is the
this
lawn?
big.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
shoebox. I cut it with scissors.
Yeah,
I like how this is blended to. His edit on this is quite good. I really like it. There's a few photos coming out now like this, and there'll be more coming soon. I looked last night. I thought the moon's getting a good size, roughly that. I'd like to know what that is done with. Ah, that's what that's done with.
Oh, yeah.
Telescope.
Yeah. Bit of macro stuff here from Macmillan.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of cool.
Very
Yeah.
Aztec.
Yeah.
Mm.
Someone likes this. Someone likes a bit of macro.
Anything
you guys want to look at here?
Go back again to the forest one. Is that a Samsung photo? Doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
No. That lens flare screams Samsung to me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of my S21.
Oh, okay. Do you miss having that?
No.
Because you've had the iPhone now for at least a year, eh?
I've had, it's about a year and a half now. Yeah.
Yep.
There's parts I miss. You know, it's different. I won't say it's better or worse. It's different. Yeah.
You're on the 15 Pro Max now too, right?
I am.
And how do you find that compared to the 13 Pro?
It's too big.
Yeah.
I hadn't really got a chance to really play with the camera that much. I did a little bit of the battery last. Geez, I'm like super happy with the battery.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of waterfall pictures and stuff like that with it, and like that would like just. I found the battery just died a lot quicker and stuff like that, but it's been good on the 15. So. But it's been too cold to really go outside and shoot a lot. So, yeah.
So, don't you get out there and do Astro stuff too, or not? I don't think I've ever seen anything Astro of yours, have I?
Not
no, I
now.
have. Yeah, last year I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little bit. I think I took one photo so far, but it's bloody cold out and nighttime, so and cloudy. We just haven't had the weather for it and stuff, and there's no Milky Way right now, so it's
Ours is just starting. You can see the tail of it coming up in the morning.
Okay.
I'll get out there tomorrow morning. Now it looks like the forecast is going to clear up, so we'll get some more photos done. But you can just start to see the tail of it now. So pretty much from now through to October, we'll start seeing galactic core stuff.
Yeah. Pen tip. That's nice.
Oh yeah, Wilbur's been doing a lot of macro.
But what's he using though?
Third party lens, I think.
Yeah, Sandmark 40 times microscope lens
Yeah,
on his iPhone 15 Pro Max.
So I'm not sure if the macro lenses.
Is that a macro or micro?
Lenses works.
It's a microscope lens.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Apexel one that I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what app is he using to shoot with that though?
I think he's using Camera M.
Camera M?
Yeah. And
Never heard of it, but I looked
it
it up.
is a hit see more there at the bottom. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's been playing around with Camera M. And it is a good camera app. It's really well designed, nice interface, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's somebody, I was watching something else and somebody was using Camera M and I looked it up and it looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Run, some trees.
That's cool. I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Devo would like that because it's a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Camera Plus for the
Yeah.
week. You're fucking kidding me, aren't you?
Camera.
Oh,
Look at Greg started it. You have to
Yeah.
switch your
Did you
the
try-
lights, Greg, to green so you Hulk out.
yeah. Yeah.
I haven't tried this as black and white yet, but I will. It's definitely something I'll go to give a go. I like the idea. I think, Manos, you might have been the person that suggested it before, but I will definitely do that.
What's that? Try black and white for your.
This photo?
Oh, that, yes, yeah.
Yeah. That would look good.
Aeroplane.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool.
iPhone
lava.
11. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll start seeing more Astro stuff shortly.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's
Nice.
this guy's giving you a run for the macro man there.
The macro
Yes, he
money.
is. But that's okay. I really like his work.
Yeah. Oh, look at that's nice.
We've got some bloody good photographers in this group.
Look at
Oh,
the
look at those
right there.
waterfall ones.
Yeah,
But then
that
got some
stuff's
bloody
in-
average ones too.
That stuff's incredible.
It's incredible.
Teuton's incredible.
Yeah. No, they are good though. I like that. Let's see the one on the left there, top. Yes. No,
Oh,
no,
that
Scott,
was
you did
the
two.
one between the two. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That is so cool. And I think the shutter time is just about perfect.
Yeah.
When this bloke here gives you compliments of long exposure,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're doing
onto
good.
something.
Yeah. I told him before, Andy's a big inspiration. I like Andy's stuff and really
Yeah.
inspires me to get like there, go down the one right below this. That's a nice photo too. But
I like that.
Yeah.
That's composed well.
yeah.
It is.
That's
yeah.
not an accident. It's done well.
Mm.
I look at this and I go, I really, really wish that you used even longer for that.
Mm. The colors would just
Ah,
pop.
it's
Yeah.
pixel. That's why.
Mm,
I should have really noticed that. See the gaps in here?
yeah.
Yeah, that's all because of that 4-minute thing. Then a gap, 4-minute gap. Unfortunately, I just saw these lines here this way, and I was like, "Oh, you wish you used even longer because it'd get rid of all that shit." But it's not on your phone.
Mm.
Which one did you want to look at? Sorry.
The one right below that photo.
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andy.
That is
Andy,
cool.
Andy. That's one thing I struggle with, and it's getting that motion of the waves coming back out. Like I cannot nail the the shutter speed. Like it's I either freeze it too quickly, or it's too long, or it's
Now, if Andy had used an ND filter to allow for a slower shutter speed
hmm
throughout the
Wouldn't have this
sequence,
morse.
then that would have been smoother, and that would have been like just that would have been just the big difference right there.
yeah.
The first thing I noticed that with was I called it Morse code effect with the dots, like the different exposures, and one of you guys I might have been in that
Now-
group asked about ND filters. That's exactly why.
Okay, yeah, I think that was me. Now he used Reflex Pro and a 2-second. Oh, but he still did the 2-second shutter, so it's still frame averaging. It's not a long.
That's right.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Here we go.
That's kind of cool.
That's nice. Yep.
I tried to do some light painting. You did do some light painting.
Yep.
You tried and succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very artistic. That's nice.
I've got a feeling that's an Australian person because where this core is, where that is sitting at the moment, yeah, at 3:30 a.m. I reckon you're in Australia. Australia.
Those waterfalls are nice.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Will. Oh, I
Yeah,
saw
that's
Will
nice
put a
stuff.
comment here before. I didn't. Happy New Year to you, Will.
Oh, yeah.
What else you want to look at? Oh, that's all right.
Hey, that's neat.
Yep. Yep.
Brecon Beacons. Is that where the SAS blokes do their stuff there? What phone is this? 15 Pro.
Which blokes?
The SAS, the chicken stranglers in the UK. The Special Forces guys.
Okay.
Stranglers.
I don't know what any of that is, but
I don't
Yeah, the SAS guys, the Special Forces guys.
okay.
I reckon they run up and down the Brecon Beacons doing training. I've read that somewhere.
Oh.
I don't know if you're watching this. Oh, I'm not even Joseph. I'm just going to say that you need to put this into. It's been in Lightroom.
He took stars out.
What do you mean he took stars out?
That's what he said. This one,
removing stars.
removing the stars around it. Yeah, so he took some around the core to make the core stand out more, I think.
Or around the tree.
Or around the tree, yeah.
I would love to see the original of that.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with this comment.
Yeah, a little bit too much magenta in the middle in the core there. And it just, yeah. I know what he was going for, but it's just.
Yeah.
So I totally get where his head's at with this because I reckon we've all been there. It's the first when I was running workshops in person with big boy cameras doing astro, and all the people on the course had never done astro before, and there's something that always stays with me for every single workshop that you've ever done is that you set everyone up with all their settings, you show them how to focus and stuff, and the very first photo, regardless of how bad the photo is, but as long as it had the galactic core in it, at 2:00 in the morning to hear all through all the group of people that was there, it's an amazing feeling to like the very first photo that you've got of the galactic core.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly where this person's head is, I reckon. That's the first time they've done it, and they've got, this is awesome, I'm going to make it look better. And you probably made it look a bit worse. And we've all done it. But I would love to see the original of this. I think this photo, because of the composition of that tree, and honestly, I'd get rid of these two. I think they're detracting from it with a bit of AI removal. And then dehaze that sucker, put some clarity through the core, and I reckon that'll be a really good photo.
I agree. Yep. Oh, that's a nice one there. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a ripper.
That's a ripper, that one. Reheld. Yeah. So you like Reheld?
I do like Reheld. And it's funny because it's like even longer is my go-to. I'm like, I love even longer and stuff. It just works for me. I find more so than the reflex apps. And I'll fire off a couple even longer shots, and then I just flick over to Reheld and just let it go. Usually it's on the tripod and stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, damn, that's a nice photo. It looks good and stuff, right? It's like, no, it's really good and stuff. So you can't see it, but my house is like just to the right up there. You can sort of see where it comes out, that little jetty in the distance on the right.
Oh, you can't see it on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so just past that to the right is my house. So this is like 2 minutes down the road and stuff. And it's a favorite spot to go to photograph and stuff. But yeah.
That's awesome that you've got that right there.
Yeah. Now at high tide, that entire thing floods. right? So you can't. You got to go down when it's getting low and stuff like that because it runs out. There's a road behind me, and it runs. The water runs from across the road underneath and out there and stuff. But the sun sets to the left, and as the summer or spring and stuff, it'll keep going more right and stuff. So it's yeah. So it always makes it a little bit different and stuff. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So in summer, do you get out there and do the water sports thing? Living that close to the water?
It's cold. No. It's the ocean, man. It's cold. Yeah, no, we do a little bit. Yeah.
Thinking, why do you live on the water if you don't use the water?
We use the water. Yeah, I'm just joking.
Oh, that's not fair to say. When we lived on the Gold Coast, we lived at a place called Paradise Point in what's referred to as the Duck Streets because it's like Muscovy, Mallard, Donald, all this sort of stuff. There were just all these streets stuff with ducks.
Oh yeah.
and on one end of what was that?
Is it Daffy, Devo?
No, neither of those. No. But on one end of the street, maybe 200, 300 meters away, there was water. And on this side, maybe the same sort of distance, there was the Broadwater. And we lived there for like 5 years, and I reckon I went in that water twice. So I get it. And that's on the Gold Coast. It's not cold. It's like
but you got sharks that eat people.
If you cover yourself in barbecue sauce and jump in the ocean, you've got that coming to yourself. What the hell is this?
Lava? And I'm guessing it's color graded, maybe. Blue fire volcano.
I'll be damned.
Oh, wow.
There's a video too. Oh, it's flames. It's blue flames.
That's cool.
It's funny because you always think of lava, and I know lava's hot and will melt things and stuff, but it's melts things very slowly. Like it's
Oh, don't get upset there, Englishman.
Yeah.
You don't know his real name, so you can't kick him out of the group.
That's a nice photo.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Anywho, that's enough of that. We should get out of here. We've been going for ages, and you've probably got work to do. Scott?
It's almost quitting time now.
Quitting time! Quitting time! Sharks are scared of our drop bears. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because drop bears throw hoop snakes at sharks. That's why. When we had, when I was still in the army, we had Americans come over from Hawaii. We would do like exchange things. So like a group of our soldiers would go to their barracks, and a group of their soldiers would come to our barracks, and you just basically swap locations for a couple of months, sort of thing. And the Americans, when they come here, you would just take the piss as much as possible with those guys because they're all. I don't know. You've probably worked out from me. I'm fairly typical of an Aussie sort of person. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. I'm going to complain about this or that, but I'm going to take the piss at almost every opportunity that I can. And when you got these American folks coming over, and they're all full of piss and vinegar, like you watch on movies how they get on their parade ground and they like all shout in unison, and as they're running along, they're singing. They do that shit. They are proper do that. It's like, this is not Hollywood. These guys are doing this, dickheads. Like, it's really hard to sing when you're running. Yeah, it's hard. So these guys, and they've got a flag at the front of their bloody column as they run along. But anyways, you go to the boozer at the end. The boozer's like the bar, the pub on barracks, and that all sit around with they'd have their beer, and they'd be half bloody pissed by the time they drink half of one of our beers because our alcohol level is a bit higher than what theirs is.
Ours is too.
Yeah. and they'd start talking. Oh, but we're going out into the field tomorrow, and that's when all these bloody drop bears and hoop snakes, and you just start throwing and shit at them. And like some of the young guys, especially, they'd be shitting themselves before they go out in the bush. Like you show them photos, like in books and stuff, because we didn't have phones back then that you could just go, "Hey, look at this." You show them photos of like taipan snakes and stuff. That's a hoop snake, man. You got to be careful of these sorts of things. Like, oh my god, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. What about how do you get away from the drop bears? We just got to move. Like you'll hear it screaming as it's coming down from the tree. Just move. Like they're really slow when they get on the ground. And the hoop snakes, the same thing. Like they can't turn when they're rolling. When they're rolling at you,
Yeah,
they can't turn. They just step out of the way and go past you. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Fucking idiots.
Amazing.
Anywho.
Incredible.
Yeah. Incredible.
incredible. Yeah,
Incredible. Have you guys seen that? We'll have to get maybe we'll have to talk to him offline, and I'd like to get Dale on here at some point to talk about his home automation that he's got going on through his phone, because it sounds amazing. We'll talk about that next time though. I'll talk to him offline. And we'll see if we can bring him on. But that would be pretty cool. Thanks for joining us this morning, guys. This evening, wherever you are.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for the AI.
You're welcome.
There.
You're welcome.
Dale suggested that we do like an AI, like robotic sort of intro to the live stream this morning. And I saw that last night and I was like, it's such a cool idea, but I want to go to bed. So no.
Yeah, turned it off.
All right, guys. See you later. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Thanks for watching, everybody.